Good morning, my dear students. So, how are you today? Great. I'm so glad and happy that you are doing so well. Yes, that's life. Keep on going. So, I believe and I hope that you learned something from our previous discussion. So, let's move on to our next discussion. We have 3 topic for today. So the first topic is about fertility. The second topic is about mortality, and the third and the last topic will be migration. So are you ready to learn about it? Of course. Thank you so much for your willingness, children. So for today, I will show you a picture, and please observe because I'm going to ask you some question connected to our topic. Okay. Take your time. Okay, so what have you observed on the picture? Of course, there's a baby. Yes, and a married couple. So for today, we will start our discussion with the first topic, which is fertility. So what is fertility? Yes. What is fertility? Very good. Fertility refers to the natural capability of a human being to produce offspring. It is an essential aspect of human biology, and it has significant implications for the functioning of society. Of course, a functioning of society. So in this class, we will explore the concept of fertility and its effects on the society. So fertility is determined by several factors, including genetics, age, lifestyle, and environmental factors. Women are born with a finite number of eggs, which means finite number means limited number of eggs, and experience a decline in fertility as they age. So while men can produce sperm throughout their lives, but also experience a decline in fertility with age. They can produce still sperm throughout their lives, but it cannot fertile, or they also experience a decline with infertility. Fertility can be influenced by various factors. Fertility can be declined by just various factors such as nutrition, stress, and exposure to toxins. So there are many possibilities, or there are factors of fertility or declining of fertility, such as their nutrition, their exposure to toxins, and of course such as including their lifestyle. Okay, so the fertility rates have also significant demographic impacts on society, diba? So fertility have significant demographic impacts on society. High fertility rates can lead to a population growth, while low fertility rate can result in population decline. Population growth can have positive effects. On the other hand, population decline can lead to an aging population, labor shortages, and decreased economic growth. The positive effects of population growth is is increasing or increase of workforce and economic growth. So when that community have a population, a high population rate, then their economic is positively growing, or their economic is better, has a better rate than the lower community. Again, the effects of fertility is the positive, the population growth, which can give a positive effects on the society, the increasing of workforce and the economic growth. And of course, the population decline. The population decline means fertility decline, or lower fertility rate. So population decline may lead to an aging population. So labor shortages and decrease of economic growth. So it may lead to a unprogressive or a unproductive community or society. So let's dive into our next and second topic, which is a mortality. So mortality is an opposite side of fertility. Mortality, what can you say about the mortality? Of course, mortality defined as a state of being mortal or subject to death. It is a fundamental aspect of human experience, and it has a far-reaching effects on our culture, our values, and our behaviors. So mortality can have a significant effects on society. First is emotional impact. As I mentioned earlier, mortality can have a significant emotional impact on a society. When people die, it can cause grief and sadness of their loved ones, as well as for the wider community, not just only for the family, for the friends, but also for in the entire family, the entire community. In some cases, this emotional impact can lead to a changes in behavior, such as increased risk taking or social withdrawal. So when we have, or when we lost someone, there's an impact in our behavior, or there's a emotional impact that can affect our behavior. Death, cause of death is because of her or his risk taker attitudes, then that's the cause of her or his death. Then the other might think that, it is not safe being a risk taker. It is not safe being a brave, or being a challenger. Being a challenger is not easy. So there are changes in their behavior, and of course a social withdrawal. So a social withdrawal, it is something that you are isolating from another. You are not socializing anymore. So the next is the economic impact. So mortality can also have economic effects on society. When people die prematurely, it can lead to a loss of productivity and income. So when people lost, we can say that if that family lost their loved ones, it might affect their economic status. If that person lost their breadwinner in the family, then then probably it can affect their economic status. And of course, the demographic impact, the size of the number of the population. Mortality can also have a demographic effects on society. When mortality rates are high, it can lead to a decline in population growth or even population decline. This can have implications for issues such as healthcare, social security, and workforce. So a high number of mortality rate equals to low number of workforce, and of course the declining of laborers, and also the economic growth decreased. And of course, lastly, the cultural impact. Mortality can have a cultural impact on society. Death and mortality are often closely linked to cultural beliefs and practices, and the way in which society views and deals in the death can change over time. Okay, so that's all for mortality. Any question for the two topic? Of course. So let's move on to the last topic, which is migration. So what is migration? Of course, no. Migration is a movement of people from one place to another, typically with the intention of settling permanently or temporarily in a new location. For instance, I am from country areas, and of course, I'm seeking for a better opportunity, so I will be moved on to another country which is in the urban areas. So in the urban areas, we can observe there is a lot of opportunities. So that's the reason why I'm moving on. I'm moving on to that place. In this case, migration can be voluntary or forced, and can occur within a country or between countries. So you can go international to another countries, international, or within in this country, national or international. The reasons of migration are diverse. Many reasons why other people migrate, including their economic reasons, including economic, social, political, environmental, and cultural factors. Migration can have positive or negative impacts on the migrants themselves, their families, and their communities as they leave behind and settle in. So the positive first is to have better opportunities, to have a high salary income, to have a better services and opportunity, for economic. So for instance, for economic, if you are a businessman, so if you're a businessman, then you will go to other places for you to have your business there. Because urban areas has a high number of people, so it's for your own business good, for your own goods, for your business. Non-political and environmental. For the environmental, so if you are seeking for a new environmental, for you're trying to relax yourself, your mind and your soul, then you will go to the place where you wanted to go. That's another factors of immigration. So migration has also implications, particularly with regards to a cultural diversity, identity, and social cohesion. Okay, so in conclusion for our topic, migration can have a range of effects in our society, including cultural diversity, economic impact, also political impact, and demographic impact. These effects can be both positive and negative, and can vary depending on the specific context of the migration. So I hope you learned something from our 3 topics for today. And for your queries, you may feel free to ask questions, everyone, for you to be guided. And that's all for today. I hope you learned something, and thank you. Again, I'm your teacher Claire, and see you next meeting.